Yo, you gotta check. DZ fam, we got another banger for you, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to want to miss a second of this video. Everything is tied together. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, meme stock, SPY. It is all tied together. I'm going to break it down on the micro and macro and show you guys what's going on based off the charts, facts, and data. No hopium, no lies, and we're going to give you guys related news as well. Let's not waste any more time and hop into charts, facts, data. Let's go. All right, fam, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, looking at AMC, GME, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, SPY. You already know the deal, man. This is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice. Should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, with that being said, let's hop into charts, facts, data, showing y'all what is going on for today. Ladies and gentlemen, GameStop is starting to come up, ladies and gentlemen. GameStop is starting to come up, and we are seeing this happen as we speak. So GameStop is looking good. I'm thinking GameStop potentially is going to be making a move here. I'm going to be talking about that in this video. We're also going to be looking at AMC and, of course, SPY and Bitcoin and crypto. So let's go ahead and break this all down. What's going on, what I'm expecting. Now, as far as GameStop is concerned, GameStop is looking really, really, really good. GameStop's looking good for a continuation to the upside. Now, we do have a few things that we do have to worry about, so I do want to keep you guys' eyes and ears open for this. So we do have the sell wall here. The sell wall begins at about 22.50 to about 23.38. They want to keep us under $23. You know why? Because GME's max pain is around $23. Even though we're not close to Friday, they're going to try to keep us around that level. Now, max pain could obviously change before Friday, but they're trying to keep us under that level as well because it's a major level of support and resistance. If we can break above 23 and hold that level, you're going to see GME start to push to the upside towards this gap fill of 26.27 to 27.32. Now, I do have a play in the Discord right now that is in the money. If you guys want to get involved in the Discord, you got to hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5, linked in the comment section and description of this video. Literally $100 for a lifetime invite, and the Discord pays for itself, ladies and gentlemen. Literally pays for itself. You get lifetime access to these buy and sell signals, also exclusive technicals, and it's an exclusive community where we all hang out, chill, and have fun and help each other learn to trade and make money. So if you want to get a part of that, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5. Now, back to GameStop. Looking at GameStop, we're breaking out of the falling wedge. All indications that we're going to see bullishness. We have a little bit of pump to the upside here in after hours, but you can see basically we have this falling wedge here. If you go ahead and look at what's happening, we broke above the sloping support and resistance here. We had this breakout, and then we have the retest right here. Anytime you have a falling wedge, you have a breakout in a retest, okay? You can see that you break out, you come back down, retesting the sloping support and resistance as support, and then you bounce. The rally that happens after the breakout is always bigger. So the fact that this was potentially the breakout, and we're about to have we already have the retest, and we're about to have the potential rally, the rally could literally go to $30 to $35. And if GME goes to $30 to $35, you're going to see a big push to the upside. So this is looking extremely bullish for GME to continue to the upside. And we are having, in fact, a green week as predicted for GME. I told you guys we're getting a green week this week, and we're so far having a green week here for GME. So hopefully we stay on track and continue to the upside, and that Discord play continues to print. What we need to see for GME to continue to the upside, we need to break and hold $23. If we're able to get above $23, we do have some numbers as well that we can look at for GME to continue to the upside. But main thing is that $23 level. It's major resistance right now. We need to break and hold that. We're kind of around there right now in after hours. If we go ahead and zoom in and show you guys what's going on for after hours, we're at 22.72. We tried to push for it here in after hours, got rejected down. What I'm expecting is a bit of consolidation here tomorrow morning. You'll probably see a little bit of push to the upside. And then I'm expecting to probably retest 22.50 or 22.60 around that level as support. And then we'll probably push up, breaking above $23 tomorrow. And again, if we hold 23, we can move towards 23.44, which is going to be our next support and resistance. And if we break above that, that's a good chance that we're probably going to start moving towards this gap fill at 26.27 to 27.32. We also have resistance at 24.42 and 25.50, so keep those numbers in mind. This is what we're looking at for GME. Also, we want GME to get that Bitcoin, because once GME becomes correlated with Bitcoin, it's going to be absolutely becoming a beast. Bitcoin is starting to move up, so the chances for buying the dip on Bitcoin are potentially running out. So I'm hoping GameStop is getting into that. I'm going to break it down in the crypto section, but Bitcoin is setting up for a potential move to the upside here, and I'm going to break that down on why I think that. But this is what we're looking at for GME. Also, GME, something else that is bullish and let me know that we're going to potentially see a push to the upside, is cost to borrow. Cost to borrow is rising. 0.59% coming up from these lows, 0.59%. Cost to borrow was almost 1%. We want to see cost to borrow 1% or higher. Obviously, still, that's not a lot, but if we see cost to borrow 1% or higher, that is bullish. And if you see cost to borrow spiking like this, that is signs of an indication that something could be happening or brewing for the meme stocks. So I believe something potentially is cooking up. If you go ahead and look at AMC's cost to borrow, AMC's cost to borrow is also starting to push to the upside. 0.98%, almost at that 1% mark that we wanted at. So cost to borrow is going up. Something could be cooking up in the background. Again, normally when cost to borrow goes up, that means liquidity is drying up. Also, it makes it harder and more expensive for them to short. So that means less short shares, less short pressure, which is naturally bullish. That's why there's multiple reasons on why cost to borrow going up is bullish for the meme stock. So that's what we're looking at for AMC and GME as far as the numbers are concerned. GME or AMC short interest right now is sitting at 9.13% with 3.5 million shares available to short, and GME short interest right now at time of recording is sitting at 6.91% with 1.3 million shares to short. Not that many shares to short on GME, letting me know that we're probably going to see a bullish move to the upside in my personal opinion. Now let's go ahead and move into AMC technicals and show you guys what I'm expecting for AMC and what we could potentially see here tomorrow and what I'm expecting. So I have a macro prediction here for AMC, and it is tracking very, very well. I told you guys that AMC would probably come down to $2.70. You can see that AMC hit $2.72. I said this in yesterday's video in the weekly outlook and prediction. AMC is probably going to hit $2.70. You can see that we hit $2.72, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what we want to see for AMC is a break above $2.80. If AMC can break above $2.80, then we can start pushing towards 290, and if we could push towards 290, 295, then we could push up for this gap fill at 299 to 304, and then we also have a gap fill here at 318. Multiple gap fills to the upside for AMC, and AMC is actually not all doom and gloom. If GameStop starts to push up, AMC will push up as well. Now, we talked about this extensively in my live stream, that a yes vote is definitely coming, or a yes or no vote for more shares is definitely coming. And unless we get on the same page as apes, we might have a problem. If we get any more dilution from AMC, it is going to be a catastrophe. I try to explain in ways to make people understand, because people also often compare Cinemark to AMC, and they say, well, why Cinemark's shares $24 and 50 cents, but AMC is only $2, but AMC is the leader in its field? Well, that's because AMC's float, ladies and gentlemen, AMC's float is 431 million. This is why we cannot keep expanding the float. If you keep expanding the float and diluting shareholder value, the price will keep going down, 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 because the float keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you need a much larger market cap to start moving up. This is why we have to keep the float low. If you look at Cinemark's float, you can see Cinemark only has 100,000,007 shares, okay, for the float. That's why Cinemark is sitting at $24.50. Also, Cinemark survived without dilution. You do not need dilution to survive. And also, we've diluted on AMC so much, it is time for Adam Aron to cut costs other ways, similar to GameStop. Cut costs by eliminating unprofitable stores, unprofitable locations. Maybe take a cut in your $25 million pay, Adam Aron, but stop using the shareholders as a piggy bank, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that we've been constantly diluting, and every single time that we dilute, AMC gets pushed down and momentum gets stopped. From the big run up to 72, to the time we made APE, to the time that we had 45 days on the threshold security list, over 100 1,500% cost to borrow. We were literally about to have the most market breaker short squeeze ever, but then we got a reverse split and more dilution stopping momentum. Then we got dilution here stopping momentum, and then we recently got dilution here when we were about to break $6 and go crazy again, which stopped momentum. Why do yes voters want to stop momentum? Apes, we have to get on the same page, and we must vote no for this. If Adam Aaron gets another 150 million shares to dilute, it's not only going to be one dilution, but it's going to be multiple sets of dilution. Anytime that the short sellers need more room to breathe, they're going to dilute, which is going to give them more liquidity, more room to breathe, and this is not what we want. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand that if we want AMC to go up, we have to stop diluting, and we have to find other ways to raise capital. Yes, some dilution is good. Some dilution can be utilized, but you cannot constantly utilize the shareholders as a piggy bank, or the price will continue to go down, 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 down like you have been seeing. Also, if we do get any more dilution, and I'm not just saying this to scare people, but that's a good chance that there won't be any more chances for a squeeze because the float will just be too large. The reason why AMC short interest keeps going down, 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 down is because the float keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If we dilute any more, the short interest will be not even a squeezable level. You need 8 to 10% ideally for a short squeeze. Maybe you can go as low as 6%, but you really need 8 to 10% to see a major, major, major push. If AMC dilutes again, it will go under the 8% level, and they might never have to cover. There's multiple reasons why we cannot keep squeezing, but we got infiltrated. I don't blame anybody. We got infiltrated by fakes like AMC Bigums, shills like Bloss Bunts, and of course we got diluted from the inside out from Adam Aaron. So I don't blame anybody, but you guys have to start looking at the facts. We cannot dilute anymore, okay? We cannot dilute anymore, and honestly, I told you guys today this on the stream. If we do get a yes vote, I might even sell my shares. And if I sell my shares, multiple other people will probably sell their shares and the bottom will fall out. So anybody left holding will literally be holding the bag. And I really don't think there would be a chance for squeezing if we got another 100 to 150 million shares added to this already massive float. When we started this short squeeze thing, there was only 11 million shares. This is how crazy this has gotten. We cannot keep doing this. This is why Cinemark's price is higher. This is why GameStop's price is also doing better. If you look at GameStop, GameStop's up 100% from the lows, ladies and gentlemen. GameStop's up 100% from the lows. And there's a reason why GME's up 100% from the lows, because it didn't do a reverse split and it didn't do as much dilution. So, and AMC's only up 17% from its all-time low. We must stop this. You can see GME up over 100% from its all-time lows. AMC only up 17% from its all-time lows because AMC just recently diluted. AMC has diluted a lot more, and the reverse split. So we must stop this dilution madness. So that's what I'm looking at for AMC. As far as technicals are concerned, what I want to see AMC do is break back above 280, and that way we can start moving towards this gap fill. I think it's going to happen soon because we're breaking out of this falling wedge here. And again, I don't want to alienate half the group. We're already losing some subscribers. It might be because of the bots getting erased as well too, but we're already losing some subscribers because people felt offended and stuff like that. And honestly, if you can't handle the truth, you'll never make it on this channel anyways. But I don't want to alienate people just because they think that we need more dilution. But I beg you to not use fear, not use emotions, and use logic, and listen to what I just showed you. The evidence I just gave you to show you why we cannot keep diluting, and actually diluting again would be a huge, huge mistake that could potentially cause the squeeze to never happen. And then basically people, I think maybe yes voters are maybe playing this as a fundamental play where they want price to go up over time over fundamentals. But even then, if you keep diluting the float, the price could only go up to like $5 because you have to keep getting a huge, huge market cap for the float to keep going better. I explained it on stream. Basically, like if we got 550 million shares, we would need like a 2.5 trillion dollar market cap just to reach $5. So if we keep diluting, the price is just going to keep going down, and there's no way AMC is going to get a 2.5 trillion dollar market cap. So we have to stop this. It's just absolute madness. AMC, I think we will be pushing up, and there is going to be a yes or no vote coming. I implore all of you to look into your hearts, use facts, data, vote no. We have to be on the same page. That way we can get this thing to start moving up. And people are saying that AMC is already dead. If AMC was already dead, it wouldn't have squeezed 400% right here. Okay, we just recently squeezed. So this one I'm looking at for AMC, falling wedge breakout. I think we're going to see a continuation to the upside. AMC looking good, and I'm still looking for that green week here for AMC as well. All it needs to do is get a bounce and close above 288, so it's a very good chance that we will have a green week. You can see it's only a slightly red week right now, so all we need is a slight push up off of this falling wedge, which I think is going to happen, especially once GME starts to move up. AMC is following my macro prediction. Let's go ahead and move into SPY, because this video is getting kind of long, and I don't want to make it too long, but I'm going to keep SPY and crypto kind of short right now. SPY tomorrow. Okay, I don't think necessarily the tariffs are going to crash us right away, but I think it's going to play into this week as to downside. Now, some people are saying we might even pump. I don't think that's the case. I'm going to be looking at the charts. It looks like we might get some bull trap tomorrow. Like, we'll get the tariffs and SPY will rally, but then the day after or the week after we'll pull back. So be aware of this. I'm going to be watching closely, and I will be streaming. Also, we have bearish news coming out here potentially Friday. It's not 100%, but the consensus and forecast is saying unemployment's probably going to rise, which would be bearish. So the later half of the week, I'm thinking we're going to see bearishness. You can actually see reciprocal Trump plan announcement is going to be happening tomorrow. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be big. It's going to be volatile, and there's definitely going to be money to be made. As far as what the technicals are saying for SPY, it's saying that it's going to see a slight recovery. It broke out of a bear flag or bull flag here and pushed up. If it can break above 563.47 and hold that level of support, you could see more upside. I'm thinking what we're going to see is a potential bull trap, though. I think we're actually going to get a push up slightly tomorrow, and then that could lead to downside in the later half of the week or midday this week. We want to be careful. If SPY loses 560.93 and 559.93, that means it's going to move down. If SPY breaks above 563.47 and holds that as support, that means it is going to push up like I'm thinking it is. RSI is overbought right now, so I'm thinking we'll see a little bit of push up to the upside in the morning and then a pullback in the afternoon for tomorrow, in my personal opinion here on SPY. NASDAQ is possibly coming up for the retest of this bear flag. So if NASDAQ does come up and retest this bear flag, it means it's going to go up a little bit, but then it's going to eventually pull back, which is exactly why SPY would push up in the morning and then pull back in the later half of the day. So that's why I think SPY is going to potentially be doing that. Also, if you look at SQQQ, SQQQ is following my macro prediction, and it's calling for pullback right now. And a little bit more pullback, but then it's calling for a pop to the upside. So that could be where, again, SPY goes up a little bit, but then pulls back. It looks like SQQQ is actually going to try to break above $40. And if SQQQ does break above $40, that would be a cup and handle structure. You can see your cup right here, and then you would have your handle right here. If we can break above that $40, SQQQ will launch, and SPY and NASDAQ will dump. This is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and go to BTC and crypto and wrap up this video. So Bitcoin in particular is looking really good. And if Bitcoin stays above this 85.2K level, that means it could push up all the way to 89.2K. And if we break above 89.2K, then we can get above that golden level of 91.6K. If we break back above 91.6K, that means that the dip is over, okay? You guys can see that we're breaking above the sloping support and resistance. That's been resistance since the top of Bitcoin. Bitcoin topped out here about 109.4. You can see that we've had the sloping support and resistance. We're now breaking above it. This is a sign that Bitcoin potentially is flipping bullish. Another sign would be if we broke above and held 91.6K. And if we do that, that's a very good chance that we're probably going to go back to 100K. And of course, if we go to 100K, then there's a very, 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 very good chance that we'll break for a new all-time high and Bitcoin moving exactly as I predicted. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to lock in for crypto. I've been very, very accurate on calling these crypto and Bitcoin moves. I called the big rally here after the breakout of the falling wedge. I called the rally for 180K after the breakout of this bull flag, and I called for consolidation / pullback and then a rally to the upside for Bitcoin. So I've been really on point, especially if Bitcoin comes up for this new high that I'm thinking it's getting ready to do here within the next couple of months. There's too many bullish things going on for crypto, and also crypto is decoupling from the stock market. I'm starting to see more and more signs of that. So I think what we're going to see is stocks start to pull back, and I think stocks like AMC and GME are actually going to do well, especially if the market crash. And then I think crypto and Bitcoin are going to decouple as the dollar continues to degrade, and as we move into the future, things become tokenized and blockchain. So this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin and crypto. Ethereum, we want to see back above 2K. If Ethereum can hold 2K, then that is going to be bullish. That will probably see a move to the upside if Ethereum can get back above that. But right now, altcoins are going to be following Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pushing up, so right now altcoins are pushing up. If you look at crypto fear, we're still in like the fear neutral area. We're still in the fear. So again, you want to buy the fear, sell the greed. This is a buying opportunity in my personal opinion. And of course, if you look at the things like the BTC rainbow chart, we are in that buy territory as well. Multiple indications on the macro that this is a buying time, ladies and gentlemen. We're literally in the buy time right now. This is a good accumulation range, and we are seeing companies like GameStop and other companies buy Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is going to be buying more Bitcoin. The whales know this is time to accumulate, and whales are also accumulating ETH and all types of things. So ladies and gentlemen, if you don't see what's happening, I do not know what to tell you. Coins like XRP are getting ready to take off as well. Keep your eye on XRP, ADA, ETH. XRP is possibly getting an ETF coming here soon. Also, the Ripple XRP lawsuit has been dropped / dismissed. So things are looking very bullish for altcoins and crypto in a whole. As Trump's saying, we want to become a Bitcoin crypto superpower. And this is going to be an insane 2025 for crypto, in my personal opinion. And you're going to want to be a part of it. This is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe for more content like this. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you that watched to the end of this video, because so few people watch to the end, and that helps me out immensely. If you guys want, you guys can check out the merch store. We do have a merch store available. And if you guys want to help support the channel in a different way, you can do that. I'm rocking some of the merch right now, and it will help support the channel, help rep DZ fam in real life. And I hope to see you guys in the DZ meet and greet and live streams. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam. Alright, fam, that was the video. Make sure you guys do your exercise if you can. Listen, focus on health, wealth, mind, body, and soul. Just did 30 pull-ups, 125 push-ups today, baby. We're getting this money. Hopefully by the end of the year, I am much bigger. And we are trying to grow together, get this money, grow our wallets, grow our health, improve all around, baby. I want to see the DZ fam thrive. Let's go ahead and get this money together. As always, y'all, I appreciate you. Have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.